Hi, I'm Brandon Rhiness. I am the writer and director of The Hive, and I'm going to do a commentary on the film. It seems like a lot of people like it, and I figured maybe they want to know some more information about it. So let's get into it. I'm going to be starting and stopping this video a lot, so if you just want to watch the original without me talking, by all means, just watch the original. I'll link to it in the description. But if you want to know some of the background, then let's go. And I guess the first thing I should address is probably the question that's on everyone's mind, as I see from the comments section, is that everyone's wondering what happened, why there's no part two. Basically, we had a part two planned. We even Jeremy Whiteford, the producer creator of the series, we had a meeting to discuss the story and everything. But this was like right during the first COVID lockdown, so that kind of interfered with our plans, and of course that went on forever, and then we had just had issues with people being sick, and then lockdowns, so we couldn't get into the locations and that kind of thing. And sometime during that process, Jeremy Whiteford, the creator, just he used to work in the tech industry, and one day he just kind of up and bought a farm and moved away, and I don't think I've spoken to him since. So basically, it's like 99% chance it's not going to happen because. And not only that, but it's like it's been what 5 or 6 years now. Like, actors have aged, some actors have moved away. This building where we shot, like this office you're looking at here, has been renovated, so it doesn't even look the same anymore. And I think it's owned by different people, so I don't even know if they would allow us to shoot there. So basically, there's a whole list of reasons that would make it extremely hard to do. Like, we would have to do it probably with different actors, or at least some different actors, and we wouldn't be able to use this location, which would be weird. It would affect the story. Like, it's just, yeah, like, I wish we could do it. It's just, this isn't my baby. This isn't one of, most of the movies I make, like Grotesque and I'm Haunted, are things that I created as well as wrote and directed. But for this, I was more or less a hired gun. So I can't really just go and make it without Jeremy. So I guess take it up with him. All right. So here we got Elizabeth Chamberlain, who has gone on. This was, I think we'd made Hotbox at this point, but she hadn't done too many projects with me at this point. And of course, now she's the star of the Grotesque series and I'm Haunted. So she's a very familiar face to anyone who's a fan of Higher Universe movies.
Good morning.
It's actually afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And there we have Matt Mihilowitz. He's been in a bunch of the movies I've made. He was the drug dealer guy in Hotbox, and he's the guy that got his face ripped off at the end of Horror Show. So yeah, we filmed this at it's like a government office building just north of Grant MacEwan University in Edmonton, downtown. So that's where this is.
Getting back to work?
Yep.
That's Cody Porter as the boss there. You might recognize him. He was the restaurant critic that was in Hancock's, that pilot that you can find on our the comedy pilot you can find on this channel. These are some other familiar people here. Ali Lopez was in Grotesque and a couple other short films I've done. And of course, Tom Antony here is probably best known as Dr. Wash from the Grotesque movies. Can't remember if that clock was already in the building or if we brought that one on our own, but it's kind of a cool looking clock. There's Jamie Hill, of course. She's most famous as the mom from Skinamarink.
Hey, Mike. Did you notice anything weird going on?
That's Omar Abu Bakr. He was also in Hot Box, and he's the guy that gets his hand chopped off when Mildred throws a razor frisbee at him in Grotesque 2.
No, we should get to work.
Mike, is there something wrong with your screen?
Eyes on your work, please.
And of course, we have the great Griffin Cork. He was in a few of my early movies, and he's since gone on to do some really big and cool projects. He has a TV series called Abracadavers that came out. I think they're in their second or third season or something, so you should check that out.
Hi. You new here?
Yeah, I'm Cole.
I'm Della. Do I know you from somewhere? You look so familiar.
I don't think so. Better get back to work.
We should probably get back to work. This isn't break time.
It takes 2 seconds to grab a coffee. What's the big deal? I work better with coffee.
We'll look into it. Please get back to work.
You know, this is a tech office, not a 1920s factory. Being a little looser with the rules would boost morale.
Payday is every second Friday.
What?
Please get back to work. We'll deal with your complaint in a timely fashion.
So yeah, basically just short background on this. I had Jeremy Whiteford was an old friend of mine from high school, and I hadn't talked to him much, except maybe a little bit on Facebook in all the years since high school. But he knew that I was making movies, and he had this idea, so he reached out to me and wanted to meet up, and he pitched this idea to me, and it sounded pretty cool. So I think I got writing credit on it, but because I wrote the actual script, because he's not a writer, but the story is all his, so I got to give him credit for coming up with basically everything that happens in this and the whole concept. It's a really an ingenious story on his part.
Here's your coffee. We've begun a new program to deliver coffee to all employees outside break times.
That's Courtney Villanov there who brought the coffee. You might recognize her voice because in some of the Higher Universe movies, it's her voice at the beginning that says Higher Universe Pictures. It's been a few different people that have done it over the years, but some of them are hers.
Watch. A man wearing sunglasses is gonna get out of that car at the same time a woman wearing red walks by. You watching? See? The same thing happened on Tuesday and Wednesday of last week at 10 a.m. And then this week on Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Are you feeling all right? That's a strange thing to say.
It's not just my imagination. Everything out there is following some sort of pattern.
There's a logical explanation. Let's get back to work.
Hey, how's your first day at work?
Pretty good. How long you been here?
A while.
You like it?
I don't know. There's something strange going on.
Like what?
Yeah, that does seem strange.
We filmed this at a Boston Pizza, the one that's in the Ice District in the east part of downtown. They were nice enough to let us film there.
Are you sure?
If I was crazy, I wouldn't be able to get a high-level job like this, would I?
Good point. So what do you think's going on?
I don't know yet. Are you sure we haven't met before? I know you.
I don't think so.
Hi guys, I'm Kendra. Can I start you off with some drinks?
Come here a minute. I need to talk to you. What do you remember from last night?
What do you mean?
What do you remember? What did we do?
We went to the bar across the street. I'm not sure what you're asking.
I remember the bar, but then suddenly I was sitting at home and I don't remember anything in between. I have no idea how we got home.
We shared a cab.
Who called the cab? Who paid for it?
I don't know. Me, I think.
What did you order to eat at the bar?
Tuna tataki, I think.
That's not on the menu. I've been there before.
Or maybe it was something else.
How could you not remember? It was last night.
I don't know. I just don't.
What did you do when you got home?
Watch TV.
What did you watch specifically?
Soccer.
You're a soccer fan?
No.
Boss is like the funniest part of this, just always looming around.
No, just getting ready to work.
Good girl.
I'll talk to you on lunch break.
I think some people seem to be under the impression that there's something in the coffee and has something to do with it. I don't think that's true, but it's a valid theory, I guess.
Return to work. You're wasting valuable time.
And I'm feeling well. I have to leave.
Yeah, that's all that junk pile on that desk there. I hated having that there. So did our director of photography. But the people that rented it to us, they gave us a really sweet deal. But one of the things was like we weren't allowed to touch anything that didn't belong to us. So we had to leave everything as it is. So we just had to have all this junk piled there. But no one's commented on it. So I think it's doesn't affect the film too much.
I'm leaving and that's it.
Yeah, I never liked that slap sound effect. I think I meant to change it or have our sound guy change it, and we either forgot or just never got around to it. But again, it's just a minor flaw in my mind, but it doesn't affect the film.
Did you just see that?
Security dealt with it. I'll talk to you on break.
Mr. Peters, report to HR. That's my voice there. I forgot. I haven't watched this in a long time, so I forgot I did that.
All right,
So part of this, there is a few people here who are also humans. They're not like the bots that are in this program or whatever it is. One of them is this guy who's standing up here. The other is the guy who just got slapped. And you kind of know that they're human because they're the ones reacting to this, where the boss just physically assaulted this employee. All the bots just didn't even bother looking up. So that's how you know who's real and who's not.
Everybody, back to work.
Of course, that's Julie Whalen, who's a co-producer on a lot of my movies, and she played the villain in the two Grotesque movies.
Who are you? I'm Mrs. Smith, the new supervisor. Mr. Peters doesn't work here anymore.
And I remember there was some debate, because I think in the script we had it that Mr. Peters was the old boss, and then she was Mrs. Peterson. Like, it's just like a very similar name. And I thought that that's just how this program would think. Like, it wouldn't give her original name, it would just give her something very similar. But someone decided that they thought that the name should be changed, so we changed it to Smith.
I can't discuss the details. Now please return to work.
So yeah, this is where she finally kind of clues into what's going on, because she just sees all the coffee, and something in her mind is like, drinking 4 cups of coffee, kind of makes you have to pee. And then she's like, but wait a minute, like, I have not used the bathroom the entire time I'm here. And then she's like, I don't remember seeing a bathroom. So this is what's going on in her head. And then she kind of, that's what the catalyst that has her figure out what's going on. And then she uses that to prove it to Cole.
We do know each other.
So yeah, this was shot at Grant MacEwan University. It's a really cool looking place. They let us shoot there for like nothing or next to nothing. I know they filmed some like bigger, I don't know, they're like Hollywood type movies, but some big budget movies have filmed there for like, because it's kind of like a sci-fi looking place. And we had to jump through a lot of hoops. I remember there was just a lot of bullshit we had to do to just get clearance from the university and from the security and stuff. And we obviously didn't have the resources to like shut down the building, so we had to just go there when I think it was like a Sunday when there's very few people in there, and then we just had to kind of wait till there was no one around to film. But it worked out great. It looks like an expensive location, and it looks like super cool.
You're Cole Chambers.
Yeah, I told you my name.
Not your last name. I'm Della Walker. I'm your girlfriend.
What?
This isn't real.
What's not real?
All this. We're in the Hive.
The Hive?
It's a network connected to our subconscious.
It always bugged me so let me back it up a second here. The framing on this, I don't know why we didn't, like, somehow we didn't notice or I didn't change it, because it always bugged me even while I was editing. And I can't remember if Jeremy liked it being like this or someone overruled me to keep it, but it just seems like there's too much headroom and not enough chin room there, so it's just something that always just bugged me about this.
Conscious.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've been in here longer, so my memories are
If I ever make a director's cut, I'll fix those little details.
coming back faster. I'm noticing the flaws in the system. Remember, we made some kind of plan to hack in. Okay, just think of this. You drink a lot of coffee throughout the day, just like I do, right?
I guess so.
Read this. Don't say it out loud.
Of course. There has to be.
Where?
I can't remember.
Let's go look. Is that normal? Where are they? There isn't one.
So if I remember correctly, this shot here, I think it's on the left, there actually was a bathroom door there. We just used some effects to just make it look like a white wall, so that it looks like the bathroom appears in a second.
One in this whole building.
How is that possible?
Now watch this. If I'm right, this should work. If not, haul me away in a straitjacket. Say what we're looking for out loud.
What, bathrooms?
Yeah, there's no bathrooms in this whole building, right?
No.
Then what's that?
What?
As soon as a worker notices there's something wrong, the Hive adjusts and creates it to maintain the illusion.
So people have rightly pointed out in the comments that it's like, well, as soon as they say this out loud, the Hive would know, like they're talking out loud, that they know they're in the Hive. So the Hive could retaliate or whatever. And I remember that being something that was discussed at length, because I brought it up when Jeremy was coming up with the story. And I can't remember his exact explanation, but there is a reason why it makes sense. I just honestly can't remember what it was. But I think part of it too is that once you know you're in the Hive, it's kind of like once you have lucid dreaming, like all of a sudden you have some level of control. So even though the Hive can manipulate itself, it has some sort of intelligence and it can change itself, you have a lot of power now because you're able just to change things by thinking, and you can you use your human mind to react to it. So it's something along those lines, but you might just have to take my word or track down Jeremy Whiteford and ask him what the reason is.
Then it plants the memory in your head, so you remember it being like that the whole time.
Yeah, I remember it here all along, but I know it wasn't.
We substituted an altered compound in the dissociative drug that the Hive uses so we'd have more control over our subconscious. The designers probably didn't put it in bathrooms because it would be a distraction, taking time away from work. But it can't read minds. So it didn't retcon the bathrooms till we spoke about them. Just think, we got a back door into the system. We rented your grandfather's garage. That's where we are now in real life. Once we had access to the system, we plugged ourselves in. We orchestrated that.
It was funny, that little those scenes there with them in the beds in the garage there. That was probably like half the movie is shooting those like few seconds. There was just like a lot of props and set decorations, a lot of setting up and everything, and it made the movie look good. So I'm happy we did it, but yeah, that was a lot of work.
Robbery. And stole the drugs from the back of a delivery truck. Try to remember. We got a job to do, and we're getting paid really well to do it. Remember, Mr.
That's Sam Au, one of our co-producers. He's one of our core team. He just looks so evil in this picture. He's such a friendly guy, so it's kind of funny to see him looking like this.
Aka, remember how much he's gonna pay us? When we finish this job, we'll take off, and we'll never have to work again. Cole, remember, it's me, Della.
Yeah. This is so crazy. So, the plan's working?
Yes, it's working. But we have to be careful. This is highly illegal, and I've been in here long enough that they probably picked up on the breach. So we need to get this job done as quick as we can and get out.
We are gonna be rich.
Let's just hope to God no...
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. It's I can't remember how... I think it was James Smith and Laura Steele were our set decoration people. I think the ones that did this, and we had those little... I don't know if those are just like cloth masks with like LED lights under them or something, but all the stuff here just looks like, I don't know where we got it, but it looks cool. And we didn't really pay much for them. I think we had it was like a couple $100 for those beds or something, and we kept one of them. We were going to use it in I can't remember if it was the same one we used in Grotesque when Mildred's getting her surgery, or if that was a different one. But yeah, we got our use out of this stuff.
Nobody finds us in the real world. We're totally helpless.
So yeah, this part here was filmed at a bar downtown on Jasper Ave in Edmonton called Rocky Mountain Ice House, I think it's called. And so a really cool looking spot, so I'm glad that they let us film there. And so here we have Jim Fedotov sitting there sitting with the guy with the beard. He was in Hotbox. He was like the older guy that was like trying to teach the younger guy how to pick up girls. And then we have Daryl Ports there on the right. He's been in a whole bunch of stuff I've done. And this is a first time working with Julia Van Dam, the woman in the back there. Elizabeth Chamberlain knew her from like acting school and recommended her as the first time I ever met her. And she ended up being in a few things I did. She was Ezra Eve in the Ezra and Gorgirl horror anthology that you'll find on this channel. So the main point here that Jeremy wanted to make, and I'm glad that he's trying to be original, is that he was like, man, I'm sick of every movie. If there's any sort of like CEO of a company, they're always evil. It's like, it's impossible in a movie to have any company be anything other than evil. And it's like every movie does that. I was even watching a movie last night that just came out, and it's like, oh, the evil CEO. It's like, just do something original. Like, not every company in the world is evil. And if someone was, they wouldn't just be willing to kill people just for money, right? Like most corporations may be greedy, but they're not that level of evil. So he's like, let's just do something original instead of copying everyone else, and have it that this company is actually wanting to do good and try to help these people that, well, one, they are breaking in, so they want to have them arrested, but they also don't want them to die while they're helpless there plugged into these machines.
No doubt about it, there's been a breach. At least 2 of them, maybe more.
Who is it?
Hackers, corporate rivals, anarchists. There's no way to know.
We have to fix this fast. If it gets out, we're talking a public relations nightmare.
If these people get stuck in the Hive and die in the real world, can you handle that on your conscience? There's more at stake here than public relations. How do we find them?
We'll contract some out-of-company programmers that ones we can trust, of course, to locate the intruders within the Hive. I'll run a covert team in tandem to find their physical location.
How long is that gonna take?
Depends on how smart they are.
Why don't we shut it down, patch the holes, and then reboot? Stop them in their tracks and repair any damage they did.
Can you guarantee they won't die if we shut down without following proper unplugging procedure? If you're worried about public relations, think how bad this could look on the company if people die in the Hive. Not to mention we could be talking about 9-figure in revenue loss. Can't be done. Find them. Quick.
Oh, I didn't even realize that, but you could see Sam Ao, aka Mr. Tanaka, sitting there in the background. He's one of the extras. I never even noticed that. And I don't think anyone else noticed either. Yeah, so to be continued. Oh, yeah, I would love to finish this. Like, this is probably the comment I get the most is, like, the comments on this movie here on YouTube, and then just people, like, messaging me and stuff. They're like, is there going to be a part 2? Like, I would really love to do it. It would just be so hard. Like, even just watching it again, like, that garage where we filmed, we don't have any of that equipment anymore. And the person who owned that house no longer owns it. So we would need to find a different garage that looks very, very similar. Find all equipment like that to make it try to match up as good as possible. We don't have that office space. Like, and even like Cole, Griffin Cork, he's like a union actor now. So we would have to, it would just cost us way more to make it a union shoot. And it would be hard to keep it low budget. Basically, there's just like 100 reasons that would just make it very hard to do, and I hate the fact that it couldn't end. And I would hate to just have to cheap out and be like, oh, well, Cole died in between part 1 and 2, and now it's just Della by herself, and they don't work at that place anymore. Like, I just don't see how it could be done unless we just make like a remake and with like different cast, different locations. But even then, it's like I'd have to get Jeremy's involvement, and you know, I just feel like, I know, like, there's probably hundreds of, at least, maybe even thousands of people in the comments section wanting a part 2. So I feel like, you know, after 5 or 6 years, I should probably just, actually, instead of just typing in there that it's probably not going to happen, I kind of have to give my reasons. But yeah, who knows what the future will bring. I'm busy working on other stuff now, right? The grotesque movies and stuff are taking up a lot of my time. So, but I really appreciate everyone who watched this. Like, it just means a lot that people liked something that I directed and took the time to watch it and comment on it. So yeah, let me know what you think of this commentary. Sometimes I don't know how much interest people have in the behind the scenes stuff, or if they just want to watch the movie. So if you liked watching this, let me know, and I'll maybe do some more for other films. All right, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.